Hello everyone, today we will repeat very unusual limited edition dishes from McDonald's, which were on the menu from different countries. In 2020, a super unusual burger was sold at a Chinese McDonald's for just one day. The fact is that instead of the usual cutlet, fried ham was used, and strangest of all, Oreo cookies were included in this burger, and as a sauce, mayonnaise is a very strange combination. We need to repeat it. Let's start with the bun. We break the yeast into a bowl. We also add salt and sugar here. And rub it all with a spatula until the mass becomes a liquid. We break one egg, pour in some warm milk, and mix. Last of all, add flour and mix. When the dough has become thicker, we knead it with our hands. We send it to the bowl and leave it to rise at a warm place for 40 minutes. In the meantime, cover a baking sheet with parchment. By the way, I've been using this incorrectly this whole time. In order for the parchment to easily take any shape, it needs to be thoroughly crumpled and soaked in water. But now the wet parchment easily sticks to the walls of the baking sheet. The dough is already risen. We crush it with our hands, form a ball, and put it on the baking sheet. Cover with some film so that the bun rises. Done. Pour some milk into a bowl and lubricate the bun. Then sprinkle on some sesame seeds. That's it, we send this into the oven at 180 degrees in the top and bottom mode. The bun is already ready. We take it out, shift it to a cutting board, and cut it in half. We also need ham of this shape. Cut 2 slices as thick as a standard McDonald's cutlet. And we will cook on this electric grill. Unscrew the maximum temperature, pour oil on the surface of the grill, and smear it around. Throw the ham on to fry. After 2 minutes, turn it over. And fry the buns on the second half of the grill. Done. We shift the slices of fried ham onto the bottom bun and move on to the strangest ingredient, Oreo cookies. We divide the halves of the cookies and scrape off the filling. After that, we build a tower out of cookies and finally crumble it. We put all of these cookie crumbs on top of the burger. Squeeze mayonnaise onto the top bun. And cover the burger. At this point, one of the strangest McDonald's burgers is ready. Let's try it. To be honest, I thought it would be disgusting. Sweet biscuits, ham, and mayonnaise. It doesn't sound good. But without cream, it's not very sweet. Therefore, it is quite an edible burger. Well, I mean, it's not like amazing. The next in line is a mint melon milkshake from Japanese McDonald's. I have never seen such a taste before. Let's cook it. To do this, we need, of course, a melon. We cut it in half. It looks ripe and juicy. That's why it fits. Remove the seeds with a tablespoon. And remove the green peel with a vegetable peeler. Cut the clean flesh of the melon. We dump all this into a blender. And blend it to the max. Done! The resulting melon juice with pulp is poured into a saucepan. Add some sugar and mix. Evaporate the syrup so that it tastes richer. And in order for the color of our milkshake to be like a McDonald's, we will tint it with green dye. At this point, the syrup is ready. Cut some mint. And dump it into the blender. Pour in some milk. And thoroughly mix it up so that the mint turns into micro pieces. Then we pour in our saturated melon syrup. And most importantly, we cut off a good piece of ice cream. And send it into the blender. One more time, we mash it all up. This melon mint milkshake is ready. Pour it into a glass. Shake some whipped cream. And garnish your drink with it. Now finally chop some mint. And sprinkle it on top as a decoration. This unusual milkshake is completely ready. Let's try it. Oh, it is an awesome combination. Without further ado, just repeat it yourself, you guys. And the last unusual dish could once be tasted at an Italian McDonald's. They are deep-fried mini pizzas of calzone. Let's repeat them. First of all, we grate some mozzarella cheese. Done. Pepperoni sausages, crumble as small as cube as possible. And finally, a tomato. We cut off only the dense part from the outside so that the filling of our mini pizzas is not too watery. Cut them into small cubes. Then we mix all of our ingredients together. We dust the table with flour and put the store-bought puff pastry on top and roll it out into a thin layer. After that, using a glass, we squeeze out round pieces of dough. We take the dough, put the filling on top, and pinch it out like a dumpling. And so that it doesn't all leak out, we walk along the joint with a fork. We're left with a beautiful billet of mini pizza calzone. We make them until the filling and dough are finished. We put the saucepan on the stove and fill it with oil. When it's warmed up, we send our mini pizzas in to fry. We make sure that they do not stick together, and when they are gilded, we take them off onto a paper towel. We transfer all of this to a cardboard plate. Ketchup is the best sauce here. Let's try them. Hello everyone, we decided to cook the longest burger. Presumably, it will take 4 days to prepare it. Day 1. Let's start with pork ribs. First of all, we undermine the films. And tear them off. For the marinade, a mixture of peppers in a mortar, and grind them. And throw that into the bowl. There's also a lot of smoked paprika, salt, Worcestershire sauce, and a lot of mustard. Mix up that marinade. And spread it out on the ribs. And rub it in well. We transfer the ribs to a special package. And vacuum seal them. That's it. Send them into the refrigerator for 3 days. Let the marinade penetrate to the maximum. We also decided to pickle some chili peppers. To do this, cut them into circles. Done. Put a saucepan with water on the stove. Add in a lot of sugar. And the same amount of salt. Also pour in some apple cider vinegar. We bring this marinade to a boil and pour chili peppers into it. Boil it all for 5 minutes. And then it's ready. You can pour it into the jar. Day 2. Let's start with making homemade cheese. Put a saucepan on the stove and put in 400 grams of natural cottage cheese into it. Pour 400 milliliters of homemade milk and heat it all up, stirring constantly. After 5 minutes, the liquid turned yellowish, and this means that the serum is separated. We drain all this through a sieve. And we send the clean cheese back to the saucepan. And onto the stove. Add orange dye, half a teaspoon of soda, and the same amount of salt. Over some low heat, we constantly crush and mix the cheese. At some point it'll all melt, and it'll almost be ready to eat. Now we quickly prepare a square mold. From the inside we lubricate it with oil. Shift in the melted cheese, and distribute it by hand. In an hour it'll all cool down, and then it's completely ready. The next thing we need to do is dry some tomatoes. We cut the fresh tomato into 2 parts. Then lay them out on the grill. And sprinkle salt very abundantly. That's it. You can send our fresh tomatoes to the oven. We set it to 70 degrees in the convection mode. We leave them to languish until the next morning. Day 3. Our tomatoes have already dried out very much and have decreased in size by 5 times. We take a jar, pour provincial herbs into it, then load in the dried tomatoes, and pour an olive oil to the top. That's it. At this, the dried tomatoes are ready. We'll need them later. In the meantime, take the onion and peel it from the husk. Cut into half rings. Put a frying pan on the stove and a little oil in there, and put in the onion. It needs to be fried to this slightly brown color. Then pour in the water. Thanks to this, it'll become softer. Now just add some sugar. Mix the onion and caramelize. In the end, we get an awesome soft and sweet onion. For the barbecue sauce, peel the red onion and slice. Slice it into strips. Crush a garlic head and peel the cloves. We crush it again and crumble it. Put a saucepan on the burner. Cut off a piece of butter and send it to the saucepan. Now fry the garlic with the onion. We open up a tomato paste and add 4 tablespoons to our sauce. Pour in some whiskey. And add for sweetness a lot of honey. with that spicy chili pepper and some Tabasco. Squeeze out some lemon juice, salt, pour in some liquid smoke, and knead it. Boil for a couple more minutes and the barbecue sauce is ready. Now we just need to punch it thoroughly through an immersion blender. And pour it into a sauce thing. Done. For our super long burger cooking, we will make the softest brioche bun. Pour some milk into a bowl. And break in half a package of yeast. Add some sugar, salt, and mix it all well. Then we break in 4 eggs. We put the bowl into the mixer. And gradually fill in the flour. After 5 minutes of kneading, you should get a dough flowing off the hook. Cut off 100 grams of butter and throw it into the bowl. Now we knead the dough straight for a long time, for 30 minutes. As a result, it should come off the walls of the bowl. Now we take a baking sheet, pour it abundantly with oil, spread the dough in a baking sheet, spread it out wide, and cover it with some cling film. Now leave the dough to rise in a warm place. After an hour and a half, it is tripled in size. We take off the film, and once again we crush it with our hands. We form some balls and put them on a baking sheet. We place elevations in the corners and cover with cling film so that it doesn't touch the buns. We're waiting another 20 minutes for them to get up. Done. In a bowl, we break 1 egg, pour milk, and mix. We glaze those buns so they're nice and wet. Send them onto the grill and turn on the gas. We will bake at 180 degrees for 25 minutes and the buns are ready. They turned out to be real frickin' soft. The last 4th day. The ribs are already completely marinated. We also need a baking sheet. We open a can of beer and pour it into the baking tray. There's a special grill for the top. Open the package and shift the ribs to the grid. We unfold the foil from above. press it tightly from all sides. That's it, we can put it on the grill. And in the meantime, we will make a glaze for them. Fry these cloves of garlic. Dump a glass of thawed cherries. And evaporate the juice a little bit. Pour some pepper into a mortar and crush. Then throw it into the sauce. A little tomato paste. Basil, salt, and sugar. Lemon in half and squeeze out the juice. We mix our glaze and it's almost ready. Now we just need to kill it with a blender for about 3 minutes. The ribs have been grilled for 3 hours. We take them out. And open up the foil. We apply cherry glaze with a brush. And shove it back into grill. After 10 minutes, the ribs already look awesome, but we will glaze them again so that the layer is bigger. Another 10 minutes, and the ribs are finally ready. We get them out. We put the ignition bowl on the grill and fill it with coals. We set fire to a tablet of dry alcohol and let it ignite the coals. Done. We pour them into the grill and we put the bars in place. We proceed to the preparation of the cutlets. We need beef and pork fat. Cut the fat into strips. We cut the largest films from the meat. And cut it into convenient pieces for the meat grinder. Now we take the meat grinder itself, substitute a bowl, and put the meat in the saucer. Now we begin to twist the stuffing. Also finally chop some smoked bacon. We throw that in there too. We open it and take out our dried tomatoes. We cut them finely. Put that into the meat as well. Freshly ground chili pepper. And of course, salt. That's it. We knead the minced meat thoroughly with our hands. Now we form balls from it. We send it to a square of parchment and form a cutlet. We made 3 pieces. We're gonna grill them. While they are being grilled on one side, we will use lettuce leaves and tomato. We cut them. And now we try and cut our homemade cheese into slices. We cut our super soft brioche buns into 2 parts. The pork ribs are still hot, therefore we shift them to the cutting board and very simply take out the bones. Cut them into 3 parts. Turn the cutlets to the other side. Fry them a little bit more and take them out. Now we put the buns on the grill. For literally 20 seconds until the crust appears and take them out. Now we're going to build our burger. We lubricate the top bun with caramelized onions. Tear off a piece of lettuce and put it on the bottom bun. Next comes the juicy burger, 2 slices of homemade cheese, squeeze out the barbecue sauce. Next comes tomatoes, pork ribs, barbecue sauce again, pickled chili peppers, and top it with a bun. That's it, the burger we've been cooking for 4 days is finally ready. Let's try it.